Hello everyone and welcome back to Matchbox Memories. Today we're going to have a look at the 2025 Matchbox Moving Parts Mix 6. I have all the vehicles that are a part of that mix. A couple of the vehicles do have variations. The Range Rover has left-hand drive, right-hand drive, and I definitely have those two. The 2023 Audi RS6 in purple there has a variation. There is a variation with things or goods in the trunk, and then there is a clean version with nothing in the trunk. You never know if you've got the second version or not until you open it and open the trunk. So we're gonna have a look at these vehicles, compare them to some of the other vehicles, Matchbox Moving Parts vehicles that I already have in my lineup, and you can see some of them in the foreground. So without any further ado, let's have a look at some of these cars. All right, I should mention that this case 2025 Matchbox Moving Parts Mix 6 does come with a Super Chase. I did not find the Super Chase in this particular case. It is a Chevy Monte Carlo LS in orange, so if you do find it, there's a big M on the packaging. You can't miss it. That would be the Super Chase. I will be keeping a keen lookout for it. But anyways, without any further ado, let's have a look at some of these fantastic vehicles. I think I'm going to start off with the BMW. We've seen a few different versions of this, a few different colors. This time we have it in this yellow, the 2020 BMW M4 Cabrio. There's the card art. As always, the environmentally friendly packaging. Nothing in the back that we haven't seen so far in the packaging, so I'm not going to spend too much time on the other vehicles. We've looked at this one. Let's open it up and have a look at it. All right, so the moving part on this 2020 BMW M4 Cabrio is obviously the doors. They open and shut fairly well, as you can see, and not too much of a gap, which is nice. So no side livery, fully detailed back. I think it's a beautiful color for this car. Might be my favorite version of it. And fully detailed front. Left-hand drive, dark gray interior, black base. And once again, 2024 BMW M4 Cabrio, made in Thailand. No rubber tires, these are plastic tires. Once in a while, the Moving Parts series does sneak in rubber tires. I've seen it before. All right, so there it is, and then let's have a look at some of the other different colors of this particular vehicle. For me, yellow is definitely the favorite color, but the other colors are good too. This is a nice casting. I'm happy to have 4 different colors of this particular vehicle in my collection, and there they are. And I think it's complete. I don't think there's any that I don't have. All right, next we're gonna have a look at a new casting for Matchbox's lineup. This is a 2024 Polestar 3. We've never seen this before. And as you can see there on the left-hand corner, it says new for 2025. I did see this one, even though there's only one per case, I did see this one on the pegs at several different Walmarts, so not the most popular casting in the area that I live in. Let's have a look at it. Okay, nothing too exciting with this 2024 Polestar 3. Sort of a metal flake silver. Some side livery. Open part is obviously the doors, the front doors. Detail back. Bit of a gap, but not too bad. I'm always a little bit bored with some of these electric vehicles. I think the Polestar is an electric vehicle. They all seem to look very, very similar to me. I wonder in 20 years if these are going to be hits, but I'd have to say the current group of collectors that I know are not loving some of these newer electric SUVs and vehicles. Nothing wrong with it. It's really well designed. I'd just rather see more classic vehicles. And then the 1969 Triumph Spitfire, which I think is also a fantastic vehicle. Second color we've seen this particular vehicle in. The first one was a very dark navy blue. This one seems like it's got a red interior, so let's open it up and have a look at it. So I have the Triumph Spitfire out of its package, and look at that, it is beautiful. Moving part is obviously the engine, and it stays up, which is fantastic. This is exactly what you want out of a moving part, one that you can display with the part actually working. Really, really nice. And I have to say, a bit of a gap at the front there. Too much of a gap at the front there, I'd say. Look at that. But other than the gap, this is beautifully done. Color is great, fully detailed. Plastic tires, but look at that gap. That's huge, horrendous gap. Good interior, red, left-hand drive, fully detailed back. 1966 Triumph Spitfire, emerald green base, made in Thailand, absolutely gorgeous. And then if we quickly have a look at the first version of it, also beautiful. And look at that, the gap, I feel like in the second version is much larger. I mean, it's a fairly significant gap, but the second version is still even bigger gap from what I can see. Beautiful vehicles, really well designed. They look identical other than the colors. All the detailing is the same, as you can see. Different interior, different color paint on it. Beautiful casting, and I am very, very happy to have these in my collection. All right, next I'm going to look at this Porsche. It's a 2020 Porsche 911 Carrera 4S. This is the fourth color variation of this particular vehicle. We've seen it in red, in gray, in blue, and now in yellow. There was one of these in every case, so somewhat difficult to find. I couldn't find the other three versions of this vehicle. I did find the gray one, which is damaged, and I'll show you the damage on it. And let's open this up and have a look at it first. All right, so there it is, and the moving part is the doors again, and that's quite a good fit. Look at that, not bad, not bad. Fully detailed back. I think this Porsche looks absolutely fantastic in this yellow. It's right-hand drive, and let me just confirm that. No, it's left-hand drive. Fully detailed front, black interior. Gorgeous. Good set of tires. Actually quite well painted. Yellow is one of the colors that sometimes die-cast vehicles, they find it hard to paint it evenly, and this one's actually not too bad. Seems like a even application of the paint. So there it is. And then, as I said, there are 4 versions. I do have all of them. I just couldn't find the other 2 versions. And this one, I was appalled to find out that the door doesn't close. It just always sort of opens up. I can't remember if this was the first or the second version of this vehicle, but I do have a couple of them. This one, sadly, always displayed with the door open because it literally doesn't stay shut, as you can see. Automatically opens back up, but nothing too exciting. It is a Porsche, so always somewhat exciting, always somewhat difficult to find on the pegs, but there it is. All right, next we're going to have a look at the 1975 Range Rover. And for the longest time, I didn't realize that this casting actually has a variation. Finally figured that out, and I've been trying to go back and collect the variant that I didn't have. So the variation on this vehicle is that it's left-hand drive, right-hand drive. It's easy to figure it out because you can literally see the steering wheel through the packaging. So I know I have both variations of this particular vehicle. Let's open them up and have a look at them. All right, so there are the two vehicles, and you can't see the steering wheel from that angle, but let's have a look in. So let's have a look at the vehicle first, and then I'll show you the variation. So the moving part is the hood opens. Okay, it opens up from the front. The hood is not detailed, and it doesn't really want to stay up. Close this up, as you can see. So there is this vehicle. This is, as far as I know, this is the third color variation of this particular vehicle. Actually, no, sorry, it's the fourth, because there is a Super Chase version of it, which sells for a fortune. I don't know why, because it's not that popular of a casting. I personally really like it, but generally the market likes it. I wouldn't say loves it, but that Super Chase goes for hundreds of dollars, which is insane. So this is the left-hand drive version of this vehicle. You can see it's a beige interior, and you can definitely see the steering wheel there. It's a 1975 Range Rover, light gray base, beige interior, mirrors. This one's got all the bells and whistles. It's beautiful. And then second version is the right-hand version, right-hand drive version, as you can see. And once again, you know, open the hood up, you can see the hood. It doesn't really stay up, but still fantastic vehicle. I remember one of my parents' friends had a white version of this when I was a kid in Zambia, so I've always admired this vehicle, always looked up to it, and I love the fact that Matchbox is making it. All right, this is where all the fun and games begin. This is the moneymaker vehicle for Matchbox in this particular vehicle. As I mentioned before, there are two variations of this vehicle, the 2023 Audi RS6 Avant. There's a version with items in the back of the trunk, and there's a version that is clean. There's nothing in the back of the trunk. We have no idea what we have here. We're just going to have to open them up and have a look at the trunk. So without any further ado, let's have a look at this. Also, I should mention, this is the second version of this vehicle. The original was in black. I opened two versions. Both of them had items in the back, so I am hoping that I have the two different variations. And if not, I do have a third version of it. So let's see. Fingers crossed. Let's see what we have in these. All right, guys. So I am happy to report that I found both versions. I have to say both of these vehicles came from the same case, and I know that for a fact because I was there when the case was opened. And so maybe if you get both vehicles from the same case, they are the two different versions. And if you don't, it's a bit of a hodgepodge, and you'd have to figure it out by opening them up and seeing what's inside. So let's have a look at the vehicles first. Beautiful car. This is a very expensive car in real life. I'm not sure about the gold rims on this particular vehicle, but gorgeous, good color, fully detailed front and back. And as I mentioned, the moving part, it's hard to see in there, but as you can see, I'm hoping I can get it in the light. See if I can get it there. See, nothing in the trunk in this particular version. As you can see, the trunk does stay open as well, which is a nice feature. And then we have the exact same vehicle. I won't spend too much time on it, but there's a quick 360-degree view of it. And this one, once again, I'm going to need both hands to open the trunk. So give me a second. All right, so there's the other version, and you can see there are items in the trunk. And it's virtually impossible to see through the vehicle to see what version you have. You literally have to purchase the box and open the trunk and see what you have. And of course, this is the first version in black. I think this is my favorite version of it. Better set of tires as well. Once again, fully detailed. And this one, things in the trunk. I found another version. I don't know where I put it, but it's somewhere here. It's right there. And of course, sadly, this was exactly the same version. And you can see it. You can see it through the packaging on this one at the back there. You can see this stuff in the trunk. So I have two of these. I was hoping to get the other variation. I'm still looking for the one with the empty trunk. But there they are. So we've looked at all the vehicles. The only other thing I want to show you guys today is another mini GT version of this Audi RS6 Avant. Once again, this is in the $10 to $15 price range, and absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. 2 to 3 times the price of a moving parts vehicle. This one doesn't have any moving parts. It's a mini GT, as you can see, made in China. Rubber tires, but this is just beautiful. Plastic inclusions for the lights. Detailed front and back. A bit of dust on it because I do have this one displayed. And look at that. Beautiful. Interesting color scheme. Just really, really well done. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. And as always, I appreciate your support. And don't forget to hit the like button on YouTube. And I do have other videos I'm going to make this week or next week. So stay tuned and do have a look at them.